Mission 41D, the first flight in the orbit of Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
And Jimmy, the chair of the Capital Committee meeting, and I call this meeting to order at 9 a.m. In accordance with the live streaming law, this meeting is conducted via video conference and live streamed on the MDTA Capital Committee page. As a reminder, all members of the Capital Committee will have their video active during the entirety of the meeting. And we do ask to minimize background noise, that if you're not speaking, to mute your phone or your computers. And that if you're presenting or answering a question, that you have your video on as well as your audio on. And then when you're finished, please put it back on mute. Today, there are no members of the public, no elected officials, and no media that have pre-registered to comment. Therefore, we can move on to agenda item number 1, which is approval of the meeting minutes of January 2nd, 2025.
So moved, Member Cox.
So moved, Member Cox. Member Gaines, I'll give you the second since you kind of came in right
No,
first.
I was in there ahead of him.
Maybe on your computer.
Give him the credit. Chairman, give him the credit. He's sitting in the sun, so let him have it.
We'll just have to do it on the next one. Be
What do you think,
fast.
Member Sneed? What do you think? Let him have it.
Sure, let him have it. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, that was all of us. So now we're going to Carl to talk about the MDTA 2023-02 Comprehensive Project Planning and Miscellaneous Consulting Services for the MDTA. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, everybody. Everybody hear me okay?
Morning.
We can hear you fantastically.
Excellent. It's great to see everybody. I don't know if I've been on a CAP committee before. So happy to present this. My name is Carl Jamr. I am the Deputy Director of Planning and Program Development. Contract I will be presenting this is actually for procurement number MDTA 2023-02, but I also have the contract numbers here. This is going to be 3 contracts. The contract numbers are going to be AE 3136, AE 3137, and AE 3138. As you said, it's the Comprehensive Project Planning and Miscellaneous Consulting Services. This contract, or this procurement, is going to be awarding the 3 top-ranked firms. Contract values are $9 million, $6.5 million, and $5 million. The term is going to be for 5 years. Services under these contracts are comprehensive project planning, can be used authority-wide, and this includes, but is not limited to, project planning, environmental services, design services, miscellaneous consulting services that may be things like revenue and expense forecasting, toll analysis, and any other study that might be necessary for the authority or for our toll operating system. We do a lot of varied things under this contract. Under these contracts, the most recent thing that we've been doing, as you may be aware, is the Bay Crossing study. So the firms we are recommending for this award are, and these are the 3 top-ranked firms. Firm number 1 was Rummel, Klepper & Call, LLP, otherwise known as RK&K. They were the top-ranked firm, so they're going to be the $9 million contract. Firm number 2, Jacobs Engineering Group, Inc., otherwise referred to here as Jacobs throughout, $6.5 million contract. And firm number 3, Wallace Montgomery. This was a joint venture between Wallace Montgomery and WSP USA Inc. And this one was going to be $5 million. These proposals were ranked based on a number of factors, including key personnel, work plan. We asked for a sample assignment within the procurement that we scored, as well as similar projects, their sub-consultant commitments, as well as financial responsibility. This contract had a DBE goal rather than an MBE goal. That goal was set at 28%. And there's also a separate SBR contract that is being procured separately, but is essentially the same scope that you'll probably be seeing at some point in the future. And all companies met the DBE goals, and I believe it's pending RFP approval. That might have already come through, but I can check on that. And then, lastly, we're seeking contingent approval from the Capital Committee to present this contract to the full MDTA board in anticipation of approval of a contract award. With that, I'm happy to take any questions that anybody may have.
Thank you, Carl. First, I think we've seen you on here before, but if not, I hope it wasn't too scary.
No, not at all. You guys are wonderful.
Looks like Member Sneed's got his virtual hand up, so I'll go to him first, then Member Cox.
So, thank you, Chair, and Jimmy. I'm just wondering, with the RK&K, I know they are working on the present study. So was there any competitive advantage that they had when they bid on this particular contract? I know there are three, but.
Yeah, so I just mentioned that that's like one of the tasks. So this is a comprehensive on-call. So we do a lot of different projects, a lot of different tasks under this, and so we're not necessarily looking for one specific type of project or experience. When we're analyzing their sample projects and the experience that they bring, a lot of companies bring experience from SHA or from other clients. And again, we try to rank those different experiences equally. Again, some have MDT experience, some don't. But again, that's all sort of part of the ranking process that we go through. And again, we rank a lot of other things as well: key staff, how they respond to an example assignment that we give them. So we try to give all the teams that are proposing sort of an equal opportunity to propose to give their strongest information and foot forward on these types of procurements.
So also there was a lot of multimodal elements in the different alternatives. Were firms kind of measured based on their experience with multimodal elements as well?
So we give them the ability to provide what they based on the scope of work that we provided. It's a pretty broad scope of work. We do allow them to provide back to us what they think their strongest experiences. So that might be straight NEPA experience, that might be highway experience, that might be transit experience. So we do project planning, we do sort of NEPA. These big NEPA projects are our bread and butter, but we do a lot of other things. And so there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of different types of experiences that can be valuable here that aren't just necessarily NEPA highway work. I believe some of the provided experience on transit NEPA stuff. Again, NEPA is a process-based law, and so if you understand NEPA from a transit perspective, you would also understand it from a highway perspective. And so so they have the flexibility to provide, again, what they think is their best experience to us, and we use all that information to rank them accordingly.
Well, thank you for the thorough answer, Carl. I appreciate it.
Yeah, happy.
Member Cox.
Carl, how many? I guess this is rhetorical. Normally, we ask these: how many firms submitted bids to participate in this?
There were 6 submittals that we were analyzing, and the top 3 ranked were selected.
Okay.
So we had pretty good competition.
I was going to ask
twice as many. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And I assume that obviously you picked them on technical merits. Were there unit rates in their submittal?
Not for the selection.
Okay. You just you took the pot and you split it up. Got it.
Yeah, and again, based on how they ranked, we have, as you've noticed, we have a graduated contract value here. So the top ranked firm gets the most money as a incentive for providing good responses to us, and and sort of going on down the line.
Okay.
Yep.
Member Gaines, you thought you had a question.
Yeah, I heard you mention how they had to do sample projects for you. How involved is that? Do they just spend a lot of time on those things?
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You can finish.
No, I mean, sometimes they do. We have to pay them to do that sort of thing, I think. But is that the case here, or is it not quite that complicated?
Not quite that complicated. We try to be sensitive, to that fact, Member Gaines, and so we limit the sample assignment just to 2 pages. We're not asking to do a lot of in-depth technical analysis. Really, what we want to see is how they would propose, not what like an outcome would be, like how would you propose on this? What based on the team that you have on this contract that you're submitting to us, how would you prepare a team or propose a team back to us for the type of assignment that we're providing to you. And we tried to give them something that had a bunch of different elements. So it had some public involvement elements to it, some other analysis elements to it, to try to hit on not just one thing to, to Member Sneed's point, like we wanted to give them the opportunity to, if they were stronger in some areas and maybe not some strong in other areas, make sure that they had the ability to make up for that and have a sort of like an equal footing, when it came to, the type of sample assignment we asked them to provide information back on. But yeah, we try to make it we try to put, or we do put page limits on different parts of the proposal just because we recognize that these are, they take time. I know I used to work at one of these firms, years and years back. I used to work on proposals, so I'm especially sensitive to the fact that, it does take time for the, for them to put this information together. So again, we try to put page limits on it and make it efficient for them so that way they can respond accordingly. And again, give everybody, to Member Sneed's point, an equal footing, when they're proposing back to us.
Takes time to read all of them too, so.
It doesn't, yeah. Selfishly on my side, that's right as well. Yeah, we have to read every one of these pages, yeah.
Great. Any further questions or a motion for contingent approval?
I'll make a motion for.
One more question.
Nope.
I don't want to hold you up. Is this a single year or is this kind of runs until the money's expended?
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years, yep.
5 years.
Was that a second, Member Sneed?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Great. All right, great. So got a motion by Member Gaines and a second by Member Sneed. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Awesome.
Thank you, everybody. I
Perfect.
really appreciate it.
All right. Well, Carl, thanks. Appreciate that. And again, hopefully we weren't too scary. On the subject of A&E contracts, at the last board meeting, there were some questions about the Key Bridge contracts and how they sort of interrelated. So we're asking that Jim and whoever else he needs from his team to talk about that at future capital committee meetings. So just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. So with that, unless, I don't even know if Jim's on here or if Bruce wants to say anything to that effect, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, member of the Capital Committee and Chairman. Jim Harkness, Chief Engineer, just wanted to follow up on that point. So, responding to the questions from last month's board meeting and, kind of understanding some of the complexities with the progressive design build, as well as the other few contracts that we procured to support the Key Bridge project. We wanted to take the opportunity to come before you and present some materials to sort of lay out the contracts that we are procuring, their purpose, sort of the scope under those, and how everything will interplay with each other. So at March's Capital Committee, we plan to be able to present that information for you.
Good.
All right. Any further questions, or Bruce, did you want to add anything to that, or you're good?
Different topic. I missed an opportunity for Jim to introduce a new member of his staff who's on the call today. So if the committee would please, I think Jim would want to make that introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Bruce. Right. So members of the Capital Committee, I just wanted to take this chance to introduce Ishtiak Tunio. He is our new Director of Engineering. So he was able to join us 2 weeks ago yesterday. So he is, drinking from a fire hose right now in terms of getting to understand OEC. He comes to us from Canada, and he has a lot of mega program work and experience. So we look forward to having Ishtiak advance our efforts here at MDTA on the engineering side, and we're excited to have him. So thank you, Bruce. I just wanted to take that opportunity to introduce him. You'll be seeing him monthly at our meetings, and we just wanted to take this opportunity and get his face and his name in front of you.
Awesome. Well, we welcome him to the MDTA family and look forward to meeting him.
Thank you very much. Great to be here, and definitely looking forward to working with everybody on this team. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Welcome.
We promise to be easy on you the first meeting, maybe. After that, we can't guarantee anything.
Well, that's
That
this
definitely
meeting then,
helps.
so.
We'll be nice to you the next meeting. How's that
Ah,
sound?
okay.
All right, great. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Member
So moved
Gaines.
by member
Second.
Gaines. Second by member Sneed. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, that is everybody. Be safe if you have ice and be safe